Rain clouds drifted across the afternoon sky as customers entered Green Mart's superstore for their daily shopping. Among them walked a quiet man wearing faded jeans, old sneakers, and a gray hoodie. No one noticed him. He carried no phone in his hand and no expensive watch. To everyone, he looked like a tired, ordinary customer. His real name was Daniel Kareem, the hidden owner of the entire Green Mart chain. He was a self-made millionaire who believed numbers on reports never told the truth. So every few months he visited one of his stores disguised as a regular shopper. Only he knew these visits existed. Inside the store, the environment felt normal. Families pushed carts. Children asked for chocolates. Employees worked quickly. Daniel slowly walked through aisles, carefully observing shelves and staff behavior. He didn't care about decoration or marketing posters. He cared about people, how workers were treated when no boss seemed present. Near checkout counter 4, he noticed a young cashier. Her name tag read Aisha. She scanned items quickly, yet politely greeted every customer. Though her uniform looked old, it was perfectly clean. Her eyes carried tiredness, but also kindness. She thanked each person sincerely, not mechanically. An elderly woman stepped forward holding a small basket, milk, bread, and eggs. When the total appeared on the screen, she hesitated. Her hands shook as she searched her purse repeatedly. Finally, she whispered she was short 200 rupees and would return the eggs quietly. Aisha gently stopped her and smiled. She opened her own wallet and slipped money into the register without announcing it. The woman looked shocked and emotional. Aisha simply said it was fine and reminded her of her own mother. The old woman left with watery eyes and gratitude. Daniel watched silently, deeply impressed. But before he could move, heavy footsteps approached. The floor manager, Rashid, marched toward the counter with an angry expression. His voice echoed across the store, immediately drawing attention from customers and workers nearby. He demanded to know why merchandise had been given without authorization. Aisha respectfully explained she had paid with her own money. Rashid slammed his palm onto the counter loudly. He accused her of breaking policy and embarrassing the store, speaking harshly so everyone could hear. Customers grew uncomfortable. Some stopped scanning items at nearby counters just to watch. Rashid continued loudly, saying emotional workers were useless and poor people stayed poor because they never learned discipline. Aisha lowered her head, holding tears back while apologizing softly. The humiliation became worse. Rashid said she should be begging outside instead of working there and threatened to replace her immediately. Silence filled the store. A child even stopped crying. Aisha's hands trembled, yet she stayed calm and did not argue once. Daniel stepped forward and placed a water bottle on the counter. He politely asked for the price. Rashid snapped that the counter was closed and told him to go elsewhere. Daniel remained standing peacefully and repeated he would wait. His calmness irritated the manager further. Rashid walked closer and spoke rudely, telling him to leave the area. Daniel slowly reached into his pocket and pulled out a simple phone. He opened a document and showed it to the manager without raising his voice. Rashid leaned forward, confused and annoyed. The color drained from Rashid's face instantly. The document showed company ownership verification, official signature, and Daniel's photograph. The ordinary-looking customer standing before him was the founder and owner of Green Mart. His hands began to shake uncontrollably. Aisha looked confused while customers whispered among themselves. Daniel calmly introduced himself and asked Rashid if humiliating employees was part of company policy. Rashid tried to apologize repeatedly, but his earlier confidence was gone. He struggled even to form complete sentences. Daniel turned toward everyone and spoke clearly but gently. He said a business grows because of workers, not because of buildings or profits. Respect, he explained, was more valuable than any product sold inside the store. Every employee deserved dignity regardless of position. He then asked Aisha why she helped the elderly woman. Nervously, she replied her late father once depended on strangers' kindness during difficult days. She believed helping someone in need never made a person poorer. Her voice shook, but her sincerity filled the room. Daniel smiled warmly. He announced Rashid was suspended immediately pending investigation. Then he turned back to Aisha and thanked her publicly for representing the company's real values. Customers began clapping softly, then louder. Some employees wiped tears from their eyes. He offered Aisha a promotion to customer care supervisor and a scholarship to continue her education, explaining the company would cover all expenses. Aisha covered her mouth in disbelief. She had only wanted to help someone, never expecting her life would change. Daniel finally addressed the staff. He said leadership meant protecting people, not controlling them. A store could always hire new workers, but it could never easily replace honest hearts. As he left quietly through the same doors, the entire store stood in respectful silence.